Guys, before starting the webinar, just getting a sense check. Would you guys be comfortable if such webinars are there conducted on a weekday or a weekend? Today, I understand it's because of Raki, many sellers are busy this week. But otherwise, what is the preference here? Is it better we do this on weekends or on a weekday?
I prefer it on weekdays.
You would prefer this on weekdays, is it?
Yeah, and this
Yeah,
is the
weekday is
better
better.
offer.
Got it. And any specific timing or this unknown timing is works?
For me, 12 to 2 works.
Got it. Got it. Yes, we had once done a webinar during the weekend, assuming sellers would be free, but the turnout was not that great. But again, I understand that weekends is the time when you guys get to unwind and keep work aside for a while, I guess. Cool, noted.
It's actually preparing for the next week rather than
Ah, okay.
finding for that week.
Got it. Understood. Cool. Anyway, we'll get started with this webinar. Just give me a second. Let me know if my screen's visible now. I'm sharing a PPT. Is it visible, guys?
Yeah, sure, it's visible.
Yes,
Please.
sir.
It's visible, right? Yeah. So the agenda for this meeting is simple. We'll try to understand what Pixel really is. How can you create a pixel using the Facebook dashboard? Then how do you integrate that pixel with your mini store? And once you're done integrating, what are the basics to run an effective ad on Facebook? And how is this Facebook dashboard ad is different from an Instagram boost ad? And then we have launched a couple of features in the recent past which are not pixel related. We'll just take you through them as well and quickly towards the end. And then for Q&A, at least with respect to pixel, I'll be taking multiple pauses throughout the webinar, and it will be and you can post your questions in the chat and I'll try to answer them. And it'll also be great if you can follow the steps that I am showing to you on the screen in parallel if you're already on your desktop. If you're not, don't worry. I guess this webinar is already being recorded. Once this webinar is done, we'll be emailing the recording of the same to you guys. Yeah. So now, basically, what is a pixel? Even irrespective of minis, also a lot of Shopify websites or any other website uses pixel code. Basically, this is a code which is pasted on multiple landing pages of your website, which Facebook uses to understand how many users are landing on this particular page. If they're landing, what action are they taking on this page? How many people from this particular section are ultimately purchasing from your website, etc. Now, what will Facebook do with this ad? It'll try to understand what kind of user base or user cohort is working well for your website. And when you eventually run ads, it will use this intelligence to show your ads to converting users instead of showing this ad to any other user. So this is the primary difference between running an ad using Pixel integration versus using Instagram Boost. On Instagram Boost, while you can specify things like I want this age group, I want this location, etc., it does not have this intelligence or feedback loop wherein it tries to understand who is working well for your website or business and then try to show your ad to more such people. That does not happen on Instagram. So at least coming to the integration that we have on minis, you don't really have to paste any code anywhere. All of this is pre-configured. So what does Pixel track on your Ministore website? If any user lands on your any product page or on your storefront page, it gets counted as view count and page views. Both of these are essentially same. And if any user adds a particular product to their cart by clicking on the add to cart button, then that also gets registered. And if anyone after reaching the cart clicks on the initiate payment, then it gets counted as initiate checkout. And if anyone purchases the product, then it gets counted as an order, right? And the last was self-explanatory. Now coming to how to create a pixel, right? So in order to create a pixel, you'll first need to have a Facebook ads manager or business manager account. In order to do that, just go to Google, click on Facebook ads manager or search for Facebook ads manager, and this is the very first link that you'll see. I've already opened it. I hope you're able to see my different tabs, right? We are not still stuck on the PPT, I hope.
We can see, yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Just a second then. Yeah, so this is how the basic or the landing page of the Facebook Ads Manager will look like. Now, the very first step is to, after creating the Facebook Ads Manager account, is to head to the business settings and create an ad account. So while this is the Ads Manager account that you created in the first step, here you're creating an ad account in itself. How do we do that? Uh, just a second.
Harsha, if it's possible, can we take questions in between after each step so
Yeah,
that
yeah, sure, sure. Yeah. So this is the first step here where we are creating an ad account, right? So all you have to do is find this hamburger icon, which is called all tools. Here you have shortcuts to all the important elements of Pixel. So just head to business settings from the all tools section. Then scroll, you should be able to find the scroll icon on the left side. Here under account, you should find an option called add account, right? So using this section, you can just create a new ad account. I've already created an ad account. That's why it is not allowing me to create one more. So you can see this is how an ad account looks like, and this is how the ad account ID is, right? So this is the first step, is to have an ad account. Any questions so far?
Uh, Harsha, I think your presentation screen is visible now.
Oh, is it? One
Yeah.
second. Prajal, can you confirm which page are we on right now? I switched the
so
tabs
basically
again.
on your Meta business settings
We
page,
are
Harsha.
seeing the Meta Business tab.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess there is a lag at your end. Whoever just raised
it's
it.
good
Okay.
for me, Harsha. We
Ah,
like others can confirm. We are on Meta business settings page. Add
yes,
accounts.
correct. Yeah. So when while I've already created an ad account, I'll just tell you visually what these steps look like. It'll basically ask you for your name, what name do you want to give for this ad account, and also you'll need to link a bank account and initially put some money. It can be anything as small as 200, 300 rupees as well into the ad account. Only then an ad account gets created, right? So this is the step one. Now, what is the step two? Is basically again head to the business settings and to create a pixel this time. How do we do this? Just click on this hamburger icon again, click on business settings. Now again scroll to the bottom. Here you should see an option called data sources. Click on data sources, click on pixels over here. And here I already have a pre-existing pixel, but for this webinar, I'm creating one more. Right? This is an optional field. You don't really have to enter anything over here. You can just say continue managing my business, because this is the process where someone has to typically copy the code and paste it in the landing pages. In case of minis, that thing is already done in the backend, so you don't have to do anything here. Just press on continue managing my business. Now you can see this pixel is already created, and this is the pixel ID. As you can see, it is saying no activity yet, because this pixel from the mini seller app is not yet connected. That's why it is saying. So once the pixel is created, what you'll have to do as the next step is click on add assets. And here you have to add the ad account that you had just created. Only then the pixel creation process is complete. Otherwise, when you go to the campaign page and try to run ad, this pixel ID will not show up there. Only once you press on this add assets and actually connect an asset, then your pixel creation process is complete, right? Now, once you've created this pixel, all you'll have to do is, for example, let's say this is the pixel that I've created, pixel for training. And what you have to do is just head to the seller app. I hope I'm back on my PPT. And in the My
Yeah,
Store
Harsha.
section, you should be able to find this growth plugins section. Click on this, click on install, and then use the same credentials that you use to create your Facebook Ads Manager or Business Manager account. So as soon as you press this, the Pixel code gets installed on your Ministore website. And then if you have already created any pixel, all the pixels will show up here. Just try to identify this pixel ID that is showing up here, and whatever pixel ID is showing up here, both of these should be the same. And once you press on proceed to install, the installation process is complete. And this is how the final screen will look like, right? The ID will show up here and you will get an option to either change or remove the pixel code itself, right? So this is the pixel creation step. Now, how does one measure if this actually is working or not, whether pixel actually got connected or not? So in my case, let's try to test this pixel and see whether the events are actually getting captured or not. So for this, what is the next step? Basically, you need to find events manager. And where can we find events manager? Again, press on this hamburger icon, press on events manager. Right, and here this is the same pixel ID which we had just seen, pixel for training. Just click on this pixel, and here there is an option called test events, right? So all you have to do, let me just erase these test events, right? And here just enter your enter your mini store URL that you have just connected your pixel ID to, right? Enter this, click on open website. Now you can see as soon as the website opened, it says content was viewed. You can just press on this and it says the store was viewed. Now let's say we'll add few products to the cart. Let's go to a product page. Then let's click on the cart button. Uh, Click on the about section. Let's click on the contact button, etc. Once we have done random testing on the store, you can see all the events got captured here. Add to cart was captured, view content was captured. And I would suggest anyone who has completed doing this pixel integration, you do the entire flow, as in come to this test event section, paste your store link over there and open it in a website. And then as a customer, just try to log into the mini store, add few products, complete the purchase, like enter the payment details, complete the purchase, and then probably you can cancel the order from your seller app later, so that you can test whether all the events, which is viewing the product, adding the product to the cart, purchasing the product, etc. All of these options should be showing up here. For example, let's say here the store view was captured successfully. Then the contact button we pressed was captured successfully. Uh, then we clicked on the cart, that is also captured successfully. So I would urge all of you to complete the entire flow. Do not just stop at the cart page itself. Go till the very end and complete the purchase, and you should also see an option for purchase. For example, once the pixel is complete connected, it keeps tracking every activity that happens on your store from that day on. So for example, uh, let me see if I can scroll further. Yeah, so I had created this pixel almost some 10 days ago, and since then it has been telling me how many people viewed what content on my page, how many people clicked on the add to cart button, and how many initiated a checkout, and how many purchased the item actually. So this in general is not campaign specific. It just tells you on your website in general how many people are performing what activity overall, right? So this is how you test the whether the pixel has actually connected, and what are all the events that your pixel is tracking on your Ministore website. Any questions so far?
Harsha,
Yeah.
just by like connecting your pixel and going to test events, I could do all
Hmm.
the steps, or I have to mention my mini store link somewhere.
Yes. So here, when you let me clear this again. So here, when you click on test events, and if you scroll down, you see an option to paste your mini store link, and you have to paste the correct mini store link, your own store where the pixel is already linked, and then press on open website, and whatever activity is happening in this tab will be recorded by pixel.
Noted, Harsha. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions in the chat? Cool. Yeah. So now that we have understood how pixel works, how to create a pixel, how to test a pixel, we can now proceed to create an ad campaign, right? So in order to create an ad campaign, again, find this hamburger icon, press on ads campaign. And then from here, you should be able to create a new campaign. Just a second. Yeah. So you will find this button over here, create. So, sorry. Yeah, so here you will see various objectives over here. In case of minis, you are running an e-commerce website, so sales would be the obvious objective here. But let's say if you're running ad for an Instagram post or something, you can choose traffic or awareness, anything would work. Right? So in this case, I'm selecting sales. In the very first page, you would not need to select any options. You can skim through it and just press on next. One option that you can work with is catalog. So in Facebook, in the business settings, there's an option called catalog wherein you can upload product name, price, description. If you already have a catalog uploaded and you want to run this particular ad for that catalog, then just create the catalog in the settings page and then select this over here. But otherwise, you can just press next. And then here it is asking you where should the users be landed to usually. So in this case, I'm selecting website, and it is asking me what do you want the goal of this ad campaign to be. So in this case, I'm asking, as I already initially selected, the goal of this campaign is sales. So Pixel so Ads Manager has automatically selected conversion is what I want to optimize for. And here you should be able to see the list of active and inactive pixels. And this 32483 is the pixel which I had just shown you a while ago, right? Just select this. And as soon as you select this, all the events that pixel was tracking will show up in this section, all the active events. So you can simply choose to optimize for purchase, right? And then you can decide on a budget that you want to have for this campaign. This is the daily budget that is shown over here, and what date does it should it start and what date does it end. Now comes the important part. Again, choosing an audience can be tricky. You can either keep it too narrow and your CTR cost per result would be low, but again your conversions might be very less, and probably you can be very specific, but again your cost per click and other things can shoot up significantly. So this is a testing process. You need to uh, keep changing various filters that are given to you over here, and then finally arrive at what's working best for you, right? So for example, here, let's say if I'm selling protein powder, then at a overall level, I can just track uh, people who are interested in physical exercise, right? Then you can see it has narrowed down my audience size from 400 million to 122 million. Then I can just define it further as someone who is into protein, protein bar, protein shakes, etc. Right? So the narrower it is, the audience size becomes smaller, and your results also could be slightly effective, but again, it becomes costlier for you, right? The other thing that you can do is you can also create a new audience, which is basically there are two types: custom audience and lookalike audience. Let's first take a look at custom audience, right? So you being a business have various sources of your customer. Let's say your own website, in this case, Ministore is your own source, or you can choose your Instagram account as your source. For example, let's take website over here. And in this case, I want people who visited my website in the last 30 days but have not converted. I want to target them specifically. Let's say I have a secret coupon created on my mini store, and the ad that I'm showing displays the secret coupon. And this ad gets only displayed to those who visited your website but didn't take any action, right? Or else you can even configure it to this level wherein you want people who visited your website added to cart but didn't take any action. So you can say abandoned cart user is the audience name here, right? And you can just create an audience, and your audience is created. And now Facebook will be targeting these particular users who visited your website and did not just added products to your cart and abandoned your website from there. As you can see, mine is a dummy website. That's why even though I'm putting 800 rupees per day, it is only saying less than 10 people would be able to be reached here, because there's no one that visits my website apart from myself today. But in your case, once you connect your pixel and let pixel understand your website for over 30, 40 days, then once you use this custom audience feature and select your website as a source, then you should be able to see a bigger reach over here. Now coming to the different type is basically, let's say you have an Instagram account already and you know a lot of people visit your Instagram account, be it follow or just viewed a post and dropped off from there. So even here, you can select a particular filter. Anyone who has engaged. Engaged is basically liked my post or commented on my post or shared my post, or anyone who has visited this professional account, right? And here you can just define in the last how many days the user should have done this action, basically, right? This is one type. The other type is lookalike audience. Let's say you've been running a business for almost 2-3 years now, and you have a 200-300 audience base. For the audience base, as in you know the audience name, you either know their email ID or you know their customer phone number. Then you can choose this option called custom audience with customer value. So here Facebook gives you a downloadable template wherein you can just download this template and upload your customer details in this similar format. Just a second. Yeah, so here you can see it has given multiple options for email ID. Just a second. Yeah, so if a customer has 2-3 email IDs, you can mention all of them, or you can just delete the duplicate rows. You can delete the duplicate phone number rows. So basically, Facebook needs some identifier related to your customer. So email ID, phone number, the first name, last name, country, state. Filling these up will help Facebook understand these users better and try to target users which look similar to your 200-300 customer data that you had uploaded. This way the targeting becomes very narrow and very specific. Probably your conversion will be very good, but it's just that the cost of running such a campaign would be very high. For example, let me just upload the same uh, sample file that I had just downloaded. Once you upload, it'll ask you what is the unique identifier for that customer. So you can just say user ID is something, let's say we have created, and you can just press on next. So here it is telling that, okay, all these details that you uploaded, which is in green, basically it means that Facebook understood the column name that you have given. And by mistake, if Facebook classifies, let's say this email, here you can see it is actually emails, but Facebook is classifying them as, let's say, phone number, then you can change it to email ID, something like that. Right? So this is how you use your existing audience that you've accumulated over the past years, and then try to target users which look similar to them, right? So in this case, let's say I do not want to go ahead with this. Second, right? I have just already included protein bar, protein shake, and then here the next thing is placement. Basically, advantage plus placement is Facebook, as you know, is very huge. It has Facebook, it has Instagram, and within Facebook and Instagram, there are multiple avenues where an ad can be displayed. So let's say here I don't want audience network and messenger to be one of the places where my ad is shown. I just want Facebook and Instagram. I just select these two. And even within that, you can see, or you can choose and select where the ad can be displayed. For example, in Facebook feed, these are all the options you can see. And Instagram, you can select whether it can be shown in Explore or not, uh, and even in story should you choose or not. So you can select all of these at the beginning, then later understand after a particular campaign is run, you can decide whether a particular avenue or a placement is working well, then you can choose to focus on it. Initially it will be very difficult to estimate which ad placement will work better for you. Then once you press on next, it'll ask you to select a page because every ad that a person runs has to be associated with a particular Facebook page. So in this case, this is my Instagram account, and this is the Facebook page linked to that Instagram account. Because if this detail is not provided, then when a user sees the ad on Instagram, the account, if you see in a typical Instagram ad, it always is posted by some account, right? You will be able to see it on the left top corner, which Instagram account is posting this. So these two details have to be selected. Uh, and then here is where you can upload all the creators. So for example, you have different ad placements, right? It can be story, it can be a reel, it can be a carousel ad, etc. So you should be able to all the different creators possible in this section, and then Facebook will automatically optimize or choose and select which creator works better for what ad placement, and show use that particular creator. And here you can let's say in your case you're driving sales, so order now is something which will make sense, and this is the button which will get displayed in the ad. And here you should be able to give one set of landing page. Let's say if you want your users to land to a particular product, then you can just give your mini store product link over here. Or if you want them to land onto your storefront itself, then you can just paste your mini store link itself, right? So this is the whole idea. And once, let's say, you publish this ad, you should be able to see all the details of this particular ad from the ad campaign, basically the home page or the landing page of Ads Manager, wherein you will be able to see how many people were able to reach, impressions, quality ranking. And here you should be able to edit your report. And if you want to track how many people actually ordered from your ad campaign, how many people added to cart from your ad campaign, etc., you should be able to search for all of them over here, and they would get automatically added to the report over here, right? So that is the whole process, or a basic idea, to give you a basic idea of how to create a Facebook ad campaign. And again, you'll have to be very careful initially, because sometimes things might not work. You'll need to keep reiterating, and you'll not be able to hit your custom audience or your target audience within the first 1 2 tries itself. It takes a lot of iterations, and only then you'll be able to understand what's working and what's not working. Any questions so far?
So there is a question regarding abandoned carts. Can they leverage abandoned
Yeah.
carts for? Yeah.
Can we target the abandoned card of Miniso? How to create coupon code? Okay. Yes. So there's two ways you can target abandoned card. 1 second. Right. So one, as I explained to you, through the ad campaign itself, wherein, let's say, the audience that you're trying to reach out can be the abandoned cart users. For example, we come here, we come to the create new, and we go to custom audience. Then you select your sources as the website, and then you click the events or select the event here as people who added to cart, right? And then you just give a name to this and create an audience. So this particular ad set that you have created, depending on the amount of money you put in, it will continuously keep showing everyday ads to those who have added a product to the cart and abandoned it afterwards. This is one way to target them through Facebook. The other ways, uh, let me see if I can share it from my phone. We have launched a new feature called Customer View on Minis. You should be able to find it in the My Store section itself. Okay, it's not rolled out to me yet. So basically, that customer view tells you all the users who purchased from you previously, all the users who added products to your cart, and there you should be able to drop them a quick mini chat message. You'll not be able to drop them a WhatsApp message, but there you'll be able to drop a chat message to the mini seller app, and they'll receive this chat message in the Swiggy app. So that way you'll be able to give them, let's say, a secret coupon code, or you can give them additional discounts, or give them delivery fee waiver, or etc., and then recover those abandoned carts. Let me see if we have the image of that in this. Okay, we do not have it here. Guys, does anyone of you have it on your phone? If you can quickly show that feature. If not, we'll be rolling out this feature very soon. Like I think only 20 sellers we have rolled it out to so far just to understand the bugs. But otherwise, you will soon see this feature in the seller app. We'll post an update about this on the community as well. Any other questions?
Can you please tell again where we can see this feature?
So in the seller app, head to My Store
Okay.
and write about configure your mini. Above that section, you'll be able to see this.
I think it's not yet
Yeah,
rolled
it's
out.
not
Yeah, I
yet.
mean, we have launched the feature. I think once you update your seller app, Play Store or App Store, you should be able to see this feature now. Yeah. Yeah, it is because it's not in our control. We have given it to Android iOS platforms. They usually take some time to roll this new update to every device. So probably that's why it's taking time, Abhinav. But within this week, you should be able to see this feature. Yeah,
We need to update the app first, right, Asha?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So, any other
I
questions?
have a question. How is Mini, like other than this Facebook platform, how is Mini promoting our page? Swiggy.
Yes, so Minis, yeah, is not like Amazon or Flipkart,
Hmm.
where we are not a marketplace. If you see there, they are bringing both customers and sellers together, and they're taking a commission for doing this activity, right? Minis is nothing like them. The whole idea of Minis is, let's say someone is baking cakes out of their home, but they're conducting their entire business on Instagram, wherein they're getting address details, phone number, the time of delivery, etc. on Instagram, and then they'll have to manually book a Dunzo, Porter, or Genie, whatever. All of this is manual. And let's say someone visited your Instagram profile and posted a question about a particular product on in the DM, but let's say you're offline at that time, then there is no probably the customer will lose interest. But let's say if there is a website to explain all these details to your customer, then probably you can expect better conversions coming from the leads on your Instagram. So the whole idea of Minis is to be able to give sellers a website, an easy to use website, and it's zero cost. Right now on Minis, we do not charge sellers any commission, even from our partners whom we are giving business to, right? Shipigo, Shiprocket, Genie, Shadowfax. We do not charge any commission from them as well, so that you get the best rates possible, right? Only charge of doing business on Minis is probably the payment gateway partner piece, which is cash free. And this payment PG partner charges are common across the industry. Even if you create a Shopify website or a Dukan website, this 2 to 3% charge is something which will always exist. We cannot do away with it.
The only way to promote is Meetup.
Yes, and let's say you have your own Instagram page, because Meta is the complete inorganic way. But a lot of sellers who already have a decent organic Instagram base, you can then use this link instead of taking orders on DMs.
So one more question. When we are running these ads,
Hmm.
the ad will be in this way, like minis by Swiggy, and our products will be visible. Is it the how will it be?
Not really. The ad is completely upon you,
Hmm.
because whatever creative you upload is what will get displayed to the customer.
No,
And whatever link, uh,
is it like my company name is Tarush? So
hmm.
is it showing Tarush and then showing my products, or is it showing Mini by Swiggy and then showing Tarush jewelries? How is it?
Uh, so let's say you uploaded a simple creative where your
Hello.
jewelry product is visible, and in the CTA button you have put your tarush.mini.store, right? That is what will get shown at the bottom of the creative, and right next to the link there will be a button called Open Now or Order Now, and when users click on this, your mini store website will open in the browser. So nowhere minis by Swiggy, that thing will not come. It will be whatever link you paste in the ad, that is what will get displayed to the customers. Yes,
Can you,
yeah.
I was lost between. So yeah, I
Oh,
want to
one second.
understand.
I'll give you an example then. Facebook ads library. Let's just search for a mini seller here. Yeah, so for example, this seller is running an ad, and all of this is under the seller's control. You can write what the caption would be, you can decide what image would be shown here, etc. Right? This is a carousel ad, and you can decide what this button should say. Will it say shop now? Will it say order now? And
It's
whatever link,
hmm, got it.
uh,
So
whatever
it's showing
link
in
you
my
want,
name only.
it's showing what?
In
Ah,
the company's name. Okay.
yes, correct. Because it is using your Facebook dashboard, you created this ad. So whatever your Instagram name or Facebook name is there, that is what will come here. Correct.
And once they click on shop now, they will go to minis.
Yes, they'll go to the mini store, which will open in the browser. Correct.
Uh, can I give a suggestion here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was just planning to do this mini setup, meta setup and stuff.
Hmm.
But my thing was I have run my ads on Facebook before, but the
Hmm.
conversion is not that great. Like if people
Yeah.
come also, they don't purchase at the end of the
Hmm.
day. So right now I was thinking this will be only helpful if mini Swiggy by Minis, that name
Hmm.
comes up, and then the products of Tarush or whoever the sellers are showing, because right now Swiggy is a name which everyone knows,
Hmm.
right?
But
So
yeah, we do not
the
want to
trust,
go in that direction because I understand what you're saying is even Ajio, Mintra showcase products of Levi's, Reebok, etc. Right? That
right?
is
That
a pure marketplace model where Ajio, Mintra are
no, just
burning their own
for
money.
I got that, but I
Hmm.
just wanted like uh because like honestly, then this will not be very helpful because the whole crowd pulling is again on me, like what,
Hmm.
how am I getting help from your side? Then it's best that I just go to Flipkart, because they are also giving this, what you're saying, the
Hmm.
website and easy gateway, everything with some crowd too.
Yeah, it is up to totally your call. If you are okay paying those commissions and
Huh.
feel that Flipkart is the right platform for your scale, then we would suggest that only. Because we do not want to get into that marketplace model where we charge you commission and then we take the responsibility of
Actually, I'm saying not
bringing.
to,
Yeah.
not like charging the commission as such, but just this ad part.
Hmm.
Like as a seller, we'll do all this, that
Hmm. But
Facebook setup
again,
and
this
stuff.
is a restriction from Facebook as well, because
Okay.
whichever
Because
dashboard you are
then,
running from, that same dashboard's name or the Instagram ID connected to that dashboard will show up there. So Facebook will not
so
allow this.
got it. Actually, then it would have made sense if Swiggy's name is coming up for
Hmm.
the brand,
Probably
the
you can use other elements. Your creative itself can, let's say, talk about Swiggy. If you think that will increase the trust of your customers, then somewhere in the creative you can embed these images.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And someone was asking in the
Hi,
chat if we can use minis on Swiggy in the
I just
creative.
wanted
Yeah.
to. Hi, I just
Go ahead.
wanted to add something. Hello.
Sure. Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
So basically, the Swiggy Mini, what we are getting, I just would like to address the folks that you will have to spend on marketing. This is just a sort of a, instead of people who don't want to build a website, right? This is a very easy to use interface where you can just upload your products, and customers who are ready to give you a prepaid I mean, they are ready to pay money in advance rather than cash or delivery. This is the best portal. But in the end, you will have to spend money on advertising and bringing customers to your Swiggy mini store, because without which you are not going to get the traffic. And also, getting traffic to your mini store doesn't mean that you will get a sale, right? So it's a very big investment. I feel that everyone will of us will have to do, unless if you already are selling through Instagram, right? So that's the key crux. So basically, in short, to get traffic to your mini store, or to enhance or to entice people to purchase from your mini store, you will have to invest heavily into advertising, without which your products will not be sold. Only and until you have a set of customer base, or if you're selling through Insta, that mini store will be helpful, because it's like as good as a website, a small mini website on your mobile app, which the customers can easily browse through, and you can give them different types of coupons to enhance your sale. Otherwise, always remember, you will have to heavily invest into advertisement. That's all
Yeah,
from my
correct.
side.
Thanks again. Yeah, so basically, again, for the small business community, right? Traffic is again a huge issue, and as someone pointed out in the chat as well, getting this right in the very first go or the first two, three tries is also not that easy. So either the easiest route,
Just
or let's say
sorry.
easier route. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just want to add one more thing. So in marketplaces like Amazon and Flipkart, most of the people are shopping today on Amazon and Flipkart as well, right? There they already have a set of huge customer base of India, because you're not getting only one stuff, you're getting multiple products over there. So there, if you list your products, you will be sharing your commissions with Amazon and Flipkart, right? And if your SEO is, or your keywords are in place, you might get organic sales, but there also you will have to advertise your products. But vis-a-vis, I mean, you will get better sales on Amazon or Flipkart versus a mini. But yes, if the customer is smart enough to understand, if the same brand is selling on Amazon, let's say for 400 bucks, whereas on mini, I'm getting it for 200 bucks, then he would definitely go for mini. Only if your brand is a well-known brand in the market. Otherwise, then he or she will still continue to be on Amazon, because unfortunately, Amazon has a very return policy, easy return policy. Like if you don't like the product or whatever, within 7 to 10 days they can return the product.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, so you have to keep all these factors into mind before you start selling on minis. I
True.
mean, uploading a product and all doesn't cost anything on mini, but yes, getting traffic onto your mini store is going to be a Hercules task, and it's going to cost a lot of money.
Yes, so that's why so far minis has been working really well for those who already have an existing Instagram base, who have been doing business for the last 1.5 year, and from there they're trying to organically grow their business. Again, this is completely through social media traffic. Either they use boost post, or they use viral reels that they put 10 reels in a week and one of them goes viral, and then they see their audience base increasing suddenly for that 1 week. So most of these businesses, at least on minis, who have been successful so far, are the ones who have driven traffic organically through Instagram and continuously posting content on their Instagram. But again, once these sellers reach a certain stage, if they're looking for something beyond that, then these inorganic marketing tools like Metapixel or even be Google UAC campaigns, etc., they come into play. And someone in the chat is also asking if we have integration to Google AdWords, Google Analytics, and Google Campaign Manager. Right now, we do not have it yet. Soon, once we understand how sellers are using the Pixel integration, then we'll decide whether to prioritize and launch this very soon, or we'll keep it at the same priority level as we have it right now. Probably in the next 3 months, we are not expecting to launch the Google suite yet.
Hello. Hello. I'm audible.
Hello. Yes, you're audible.
मेरे को एक सजेशन, एक छोटा सा सजेशन है, लाइक जैसे यू गाइस आर प्रोवाइडिंग अ वेबसाइट पोर्टल फॉर स्मॉल बिजनेसेस, लाइक जैसे यू नो केक शॉप हो गया जो घर से कर
Hmm.
रहे हैं. तो if it's possible, तो can you guys provide us with the option to decorate our website the way we want it? Like अभी कैसे आप लोगों ने standard system रखा हुआ है सभी के लिए.
Got it. Yeah.
But in future updates maybe 5-6 templates हमें मिल जाए जिसमें से हमें जो पसंद
Yes,
करना है वो
yes.
चीज
Yeah, templates is something that we are working on. For each category, at least 2-3 type of templates which will work for you. Right now हमने इसको standard रखा है क्योंकि ये same store ऐप में भी खुल सकता है, स्विगी ऐप में। तो वहाँ पे ऑलरेडी वायर फ्रेम फिक्स्ड है इसीलिए टेम्पलेट्स बनाना थोड़ा मुश्किल है राइट नाउ, बट दिस इज समथिंग वी आर वर्किंग ऑन, wherein we'll give you 10 different themes and you can choose whatever theme works आपके लिए।
ओके एंड जो आप लोग के स्टार सेलर का जो सेटअप है वो समझ में नहीं आया एग्जैक्टली वो कैसे हम स्टार सेलर में कैटेगराइज हो सकते हैं आप लोग का जो एल्गोरिथम है इसमें
Got it.
जस्ट लाइक
So हाँ, it is
लाइक मेरे केस में कैसा हुआ ना मेरा पहले एक स्टोर था जिसका यूआरएल वाज डिफरेंट एंड मुझे वो यूआरएल चेंज करना था मैंने आपकी टीम से कई बार कोऑर्डिनेट किया इसके लिए तो मुझे लास्ट ऑल्टरनेट ऑप्शन ये दिया गया कि आप ये स्टोर क्लोज करके नया स्टोर खोल लीजिए तो मेरा जो
yeah.
पीछे का जो भी डेटा था वो सारा खत्म हो गया उसमें मेरी काफी अच्छी फॉलोइंग भी हो चुकी थी
Got it.
सो आई हैड टू
So
स्टार्ट अगेन एंड नाउ द चैलेंज दैट आई एम फेसिंग राइट नाउ इज कि अब मेरे को ऑर्डर्स लाने में बहुत स्ट्रगल हो रहा है एंड जैसे कि अभी किसी ने मेंशन किया था कि वी एक्चुअली हैव टू इन्वेस्ट हेवीली ऑन एडवर्टाइजिंग
yeah,
तभी वो
yeah.
रीच आउट बढ़ता है तो
Got
व्हाट
it.
इज द
So
ऑप्शन
the idea for star seller is quite simple. Uh, the every store is judged on three basic parameters. One is your store hygiene. Basically, आपके products कितने upload हुए and against all products do you have images or not? Have you mentioned a store return policy or not? Instagram से connect किया कि नहीं? This is one step one, let's say. Some points are given to this. Then there is step two. Basically, आप mini store पे in the last 90 days, how much business have you done? And that amount, the number is not that huge. We expect sellers to do at least 10-15 orders in the last 90 days. That's it. And the third point is basically these 10-15 orders that you've received, how quickly or how efficiently are you delivering them to your customer? We are looking at how fast you're accepting the orders, how much less cancellations have you done, what was the time taken to deliver an order in on an average, things like that. So basis these 3 points, score is calculated out of 100, and anyone who scores more than 80% is classified as a top seller for that particular month. And you also receive an email every Wednesday, wherein all these particular parameters which I just described, your score against each of these parameters is indicated over there, so that you can understand which parameter to work on, and then you'll be able to become a star seller easily. Shouldn't be that difficult. All you need to do is have at least 10-15 orders in the last 90 days. That's it.
One more question.
Yeah.
Say we enter the star seller thing. What is the benefit of it?
So you get a badge under your store name called Star. This is a star seller on Minis. So which indirectly indicates or increases your customer trust. And whenever users are
Customer
searching
trust
in the
as
search
in
bar, yeah, so
a
let's say you're sharing this link somewhere and someone is landing on the store page. There, this badge would be shown that this is a star seller on Minis. So it increases trust indirectly. And when someone searches for your store name or products, star seller products are given preference. And even in the category page that we have, the ranking is done basis the star seller score ranking.
Okay,
So these are the three main benefits. Yeah.
got it. You don't have any special this thing for new sellers. Like I have entered into Swiggy Mini. It's been 3 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
So right now, and there's some problem. From few weeks, it is showing no data. Like everything is showing zero. I don't
In
know.
the
Is it?
analytics section, is it?
Yeah, right.
Oh, can you
Everything
drop
is
it?
showing from
The
a
same
week
for
or
me also.
Oh, is it?
I'm also a new seller. It's been 2 weeks or so.
Hmm.
But yeah, like Jyoti just said, it's appearing zero for me as well.
Can
and
you
I've
guys just
been
do one thing maybe? Like visit your own store on the Swiggy app or in the browser.
no, no,
Uh,
no. So the problem is, it's not like people didn't come.
hmm.
How I got to know it's an error? It
Hmm.
was just yesterday. It was showing 5 people coming here. this much came, this much checked out, whatever. And suddenly next day everything was zero. So I thought, okay, for the day it is zero, I agree, but for the
Got it.
week also it's showing zero. So
Understood.
there's some error in this.
Understood. Then this must be an issue at our end. Preeti, can you
Huh.
just post the email ID on which they can mention this issue? You'll find the email ID in the chat section, or you should be able to write to them and we'll take it up from there. Yeah.
Which email ID?
Uh, 1 second, I think one of our team members will post the email ID. So,
Okay, you just post that.
Sure,
I'll
Asha,
send
ma'am.
a screenshot and do that. And
yes, and
one
otherwise we'll also investigate irrespective of your email. We'll also check
uh,
what's the issue.
one more thing is, for like as you said, for star sellers, you'll be like putting them in the top list and all that
Hmm.
when people are searching for it. For
Yeah.
new sellers who have just started and are still figuring out what to do, how to do, and stuff, don't you have something special for them, that so that we can grow and for
Because
us
the
also?
issue is we have around 30,000 plus sellers, and there
Hmm.
a lot of them judging a new seller whether someone is a quality seller or not, that is very difficult. A lot of them are selling, let's say, groceries from their kirana, etc. And these are the stores we know will not convert even if we show them. And filtering genuine businesses out of these 30,000 is a very difficult task. Whereas in Amazon, Flipkart, they do not care. Anyone who creates a store, their product will anyway not show up because in every category there are huge sellers doing well and they anyway come up on the top. But in case of new sellers, if they were also to, let's say, create a program for new sellers and they get dedicated visibility, there they cannot figure out who amongst these 1 lakh sellers is a genuine seller, because even in 1 lakh only probably 5 6,000 are genuine sellers who are interested, who have a good catalog, a converting catalog, etc., right? So that is a
So
task very difficult to solve, especially when trying to boost newer sellers.
okay. But like I have just got in Flipkart also,
Hmm.
and they have just started this thing for new sellers. They are
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell like, okay, do just this necessary steps so that
Hmm.
we as a seller can promote, get some orders basically.
Hmm.
Because for sellers, we'll also be energized only when we get some order. Like
Yeah.
after
So
a
in
point,
minis
it
also
becomes
to
very
come to the category page, right? You don't even have to be a star seller actually. Star seller, it just defines the ranking within the category page. But for you
category
to
page.
be part, so let's say when you open the minis homepage, there's a section
Huh.
called Explore Sellers by Category. There's personal care, pet care, bakery, jewelry, etc. And within each category, there's a list of sellers who are part of that category page, right? In order to be a part of that list, you don't really need to even be a star seller. You just need to do some 5 to 7 orders, lifetime, not even in the last 10 days or last 1 month.
See,
And
that's
then,
that 5 to 7 orders. To get that 5 to 7 orders only,
hmm,
I'm asking like Swiggy Mini should
we'll
promote.
think about it, but again, it's a difficult problem to solve because, as I said, there's 30,000 plus sellers already, and very difficult to generate orders from all of them because we did not define ourselves as a marketplace to begin with, right? So that is the issue over there.
Yeah, I have a question here, rather two points. One is related to the new, Swiggy already had a database of the customer base that they already have. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason that Swiggy Mini it can help us to get more visibility is because Swiggy itself is a brand name. So I understand that, doing a ad across Insta and everything that we can do, but can we have something wherein you can promote us internally to your database? Obviously, that will be something which is a paid service, but if that is something which one can think of because we are already there with those. And second is
Yeah.
the publicity across, Insta for Swiggy is also requires some, handholding, because I was logging into Amazon Karigar, that however is not such a big, seller portal, but still what they do is every time when you will go to their Insta page, they showcase the the new people which are coming in, and with the product, do random product showcase of the sellers that are coming onto their portal.
I
So
totally agree with this.
can Insta of Swiggy Mini can also help us to publish us. We are all any which ways utilizing Swiggy's brand name, because that is the base of our for us to showcase that this portal is something which we can trust on, specifically on the payment front. So two things:
Mhm.
one is the customer base of Swiggy, if we can leverage that, and second is if Swiggy Mini's Insta can help us to broadcast us.
Got it. So the first point, we already have something going on called Spotlight section, wherein any seller who is part of category page but who is not a star seller uh, can pay for it uh, and then be visible in that spot for, like, let's say 4 to 5 days. That is something which happens right now, but the eligibility criteria is that you need to be part of the category page right now. So you'll need to establish that you are a business to have which has done XYZ orders on minis, and we understand how quickly or fastly you delivered these orders. And basis that eligibility, you are given an option to participate in this ads. And soon we'll also be launching more ad avenues on the homepage, wherein you can showcase your reels over there, or if you have any different creators talking about your brand, we can post that on the homepage, and below that creator, all the products related to your brand are displayed. But this is still in WIP stage. We'll be experimenting with this influencer video thing or your Instagram reel video thing and brand story thing in the next month. Once we know that this is working well, then we'll roll it out to the larger audience. Coming to the Instagram page, again, there we, as I said, filtering a single seller from a huge database is always difficult. The way we approach any seller for a post on Instagram is once they've shown what they're doing on minis, how what products are they selling minis, and they come under our radar only once they've done some orders. Without doing orders, for us it is very difficult to filter out folks from 30,000 and see, okay, this guy has a good store. Probably let me check out their Instagram. That is a very manual process to even figure out whom to select from a 30,000. All we're asking you is basically to do some orders, not even hundreds of orders. Only then we'll be able to know whether they've actually used minis, how they've used minis. And if you see on minis as well on the Instagram page, we are not promoting their business in any way. We are just talking about how these sellers are using minis and what good things, bad things they have to say about minis and what feedback do they have.
Okay, so will there be any coverage in terms of the existing Swiggy customer base that you have, and
Mhm.
our businesses can be viewed to them specifically,
Yes,
because
as I said, right now, Spotlight, if you go to the homepage, there's a section called Brands in Spotlight or something like that. I don't remember the exact name. That
okay.
is already an ad property wherein brands are paying for it to be displayed over there. The only eligible, that is the way we are letting you or giving you access to Swiggy customer base indirectly. Of course, we cannot share numbers and names, etc. We are just displaying your brand on the homepage for a certain amount. And anyone who wants to participate in this, the basic eligibility is you need to be a category page seller. So,
Okay. Just extension to that question itself, minis is something which we are trying to push, that it is a Swiggy's, counterpart, wherein this is a delivery partner that we have. So, is there any, future ways you are setting up for a marketing plan wherein minis can be as good as Swiggy? Like, for example, Swiggy everybody knows.
yeah,
Mini
so
is also,
Swiggy, as you see, is huge, totally, let's say, ops heavy business, right? You
mm,
have a lot of on ground staff. You need every restaurant that is onboarded,
yes.
QA checks are done, and even Instamart also, we maintain the inventory in our warehouse, etc. Right? So that is a completely ops heavy task, wherein Minis is completely a SaaS business,
Mm.
wherein we do not want to get into vouching for a seller. We just want the seller to run their own business. We give them the
No,
website.
absolutely. That is
Yeah,
clear. It's just that from a
yeah.
marketing standpoint, like the
Hmm.
way Swiggy is known to everyone, Is there any marketing plan that you guys have wherein Swiggy Mini or Mini Store from
Understood,
Swiggy is
understood.
something which you do?
Right now, we want to let's say establish the seller side very well, wherein the
Okay,
website model which I was just talking about.
makes sense.
Once we prove that we have given every feature that a seller requires is already released, then we will focus on how we can market minis as something for customers to find unique, or the way to support small businesses, etc. That is something we'll come to once we figure out the seller side of things. Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you. That's it from me. Thanks.
I think someone else had raised their hand. So sorry. Anjani Dugal, you can write to sales@mini.store. The team will check if you're already on the category page and what's your score. The next time this ad slots get opened, automatically you should receive an email which says how much does this cost for how many days you'll be there on the spotlight section. Typically, you should have received these emails in the past as well. If you have not, just write to sales@mini.store and they should be able to help you. Cool. If there's no more questions, then we'll close the webinar in the next 2 minutes.
I have a question, Harsha.
Yeah.
So, recently we had some Rakhi sales on our store,
Yeah.
and I was able to sell a number of boxes actually, which is a good thing. And first of all, thanks a lot. Minis is helping us in a big way.
Got it.
So,
What's your store name?
actually, I'm Neha, and my store name is Byte by Byte.
Ah,
So
okay.
we are there on the category page, etc. All that is sorted. The thing that I faced and the feedback that I got from customer this Rakhi sale is because one single person is sending Rakhis to multiple people. So they are placing an order. So
On
say for
behalf of
example,
some.
there is one Leena who's placing an order for
Got it.
bhai 1, bhai 2, bhai 3, bhai 4. So there are 5, 6 brothers, and she's placing an order on the same name. So what happens
Got it.
is there is one name which is reflecting, and at the same time, the same number is also reflecting, same email ID is also reflecting. So every time the order gets delivered to a particular address,
The call is still going to the same
the
person.
OTP is going on Leena's number, and the name is also Leena, whereas somebody else is receiving it. So there is a lot of confusion while delivering the orders. So that is
Got
one
it.
thing that needs to get fixed. So that
Got it.
somebody
Got
you
it.
are
Yeah.
enabling the person to kind of gift
Change
someone.
the name and yeah.
Yeah.
Gifting basically use case
Gifting
is something we
is an
haven't thought of.
issue which needs to
Got it.
get sorted.
Noted.
Otherwise, it is okay. Also, I wanted to I wanted subscription to be enabled.
Like a
Someday, if
monthly
somebody,
or a, you
yes,
define the frequency and okay.
yes. So if that can happen, it'll be good for us. So there
Got
are
it.
people who want
So
to kind of subscribe to our product, want to take it on month basis, and
got it.
which is something which they are not able to do it.
Understood. So it is slightly technically challenging to solve this because the entire interface for subscription, if you see, is different from a regular product buying, right? So
Possibly,
the simple way or a easier way is once we launch variants, right?
yeah.
Which we'll be launching soon. For the
Okay.
same product, you can create a variant, and if you already know your frequency of customers,
Yeah.
let's say the first variant can be one product. The second variant could be two products for 2 months or three products for 2 months. That indirectly defines the frequency, right? So
Yeah.
if you know the different types of subscriptions your users are typically buying, you can
Mhm.
create them as variants, and
Yeah.
then they can place an order. And again, you'll have to manually maintain this in your Excel or somewhere wherein, okay, this customer has placed 3 for 3 months. I have already dispatched the first one, then second
Yeah.
one I need to do
Yeah.
slightly manual, but at least still
Yeah.
better than not
It
having.
is. Yeah. Yeah. I do understand that. Yeah. So that Rakhi thing, if the gifting issue can
Understood.
be
Yeah.
resolved,
Gifting, yeah, we haven't solved it. We'll fix that.
yeah, that'll be
या
great.
उसमें हम
Thanks.
लोग लाइक जो एक गिफ्टिंग वाला बात मैम में बात कर रही है व्हाट वी कैन
Hmm.
डू इज लाइक फ्रॉम द स्विगी साइड से कि एक गिफ्टिंग का सेक्शन दे दिया जाए कस्टमर को जो परचेज कर रहा है कि इट्स फॉर द गिफ्टिंग पर्पस एंड उसमें फिर ऑप्शन दे दिया जाए
Got it. Got it. Yeah. So right
like
now,
recently I
when
have faced a
hmm.
similar thing एंड मुझे एक्चुअली जो कस्टमर था उसको बाहर से उसको डिलीवर करना पड़ा.
Got it. Cool. Noted this point as well. Yes, TV store. Yes, as Preeti mentioned, this is a feature that we have picked up. We have completed seller interviews. Probably right now it is under design phase, the inventory management feature. Should expect this feature in the next month or so. All right, folks, I think we are past our webinar time. If you have any questions, I think Preeti will paste the email ID on which you can write to. Else, you can always join our Facebook community. Preeti and I are always active on that, trying to answer your questions.
One
So do
last.
join. Yeah, go ahead.
I was checking that spotlight thing you
Mm-hmm.
just mentioned. I'm on my home page and I can't see any spotlight kind of thing.
You are in which city?
Bangalore.
The city you selected is Bangalore, is it? I think in Bangalore, the team is running a small experiment. Probably you change it to Delhi or Bombay or any other city, you should be able to see the spotlight section. In Bangalore, right now, we have a small experiment running. That's where the homepage might look different.
Achha. If I change my city, that'll be difficult, right? Because my products will be picked up from Bangalore only.
No, just for you to experience this spotlight section, I'm telling you.
But then
The
for
spotlight section
the
will come to Bangalore as well. Right now, they're running an experiment. That's it.
yeah, okay. And this will help me in being the category.
Yes, you need to be a
Like,
category page seller to be able to pay for this
no,
spotlight
the
section.
spotlight will help me to be in this category thing.
No. Category thing, you have to do it on your own. Only after you become a category page seller, you will
And
be able to
five
pay
to
for
10
ads.
orders you're expecting,
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah.
Per month.
No, let's say you created your store even 3-4 months ago. Also, as of today, when I check, it needs to have 5 to 10 orders.
Acha, okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone.